Hi, it's Malcolm here. So in this video, we're going to talk about generally the method that most of us use in the Greyhound Racecard software now, or with the Greyhound Racecard software now. People, loads of people have come up with these ideas and confirmed them, like Ian, Chris, and have come up with these ideas, including myself, because I've used the cards a lot as well. And the method I'm going to show you in this video is one generally a lot of us are using, but there are twists to it. Okay, so you can, like use a higher cow or a higher rating or a lower score, that kind of thing. There are ways that you can change it slightly, but I'm going to show you the method. So I'll talk through the results from yesterday first of all. And then the second part of the video, I'm going to take you through several races and how we use it on the race cards, and using the one-click Betfair software to actually get those selections and win back our liability for the day. Basically, I'll explain it as we go along, but basically we're trying to, we take 1 point as our liability stake and we try and win that back by dividing it by the price. And after so many bets, can be 4, 5 or 6, we should get back and complete our liability. But I'll talk you through that and I'll show you more about that later in the video. And so if you like this video, if you're excited about watching it, please subscribe to the channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and when you subscribe, if you hit the bell button, you'll be notified of new videos as they come along as well. And it helps me because I can make more videos, and if I can get to that 1,000 subscribers that I'm trying to get to, then it means that I have more time to make more software and all the rest of it. So if you can help out, I'd be really grateful. So I'm going to talk about the Greyhound Racecard software and how you can use it to find lays, and a lot of them if you like. It's a method that you can expand on, and many members do expand on it, and come up with their own little tweaks and things like that. But the basis of this method is kind of what we base everything on in some ways. What we're going to do is look at a race, and we're going to look for certain criteria in that race, and I'm going to explain that as we go through. Now, okay, so we're just going to miss this first race because it never went off yesterday anyway. So what we're actually looking for as soon as we get somewhere or to a race is we're looking for a green or yellow or mustardy coloured here, so medium to high we call it. We're looking for a 7. Now you can do it with 6s, but we're going to look for a 7 because that cuts down the races a little bit. So we're looking for green there and 7. That's the first two things we look at. So that race hasn't got a 7, so we've missed that one, and that one hasn't, and this sometimes happens. And then we've got 1. Okay, so we know there's a 7 in there, so they're the ones we obviously want to avoid because they're the ones we think are going to win the race more often than not. That's not always true, of course, but it's generally a good thing to look for. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sort by score. Now you can use rating as well, but we're going to just use sorting by score, and we're going to look at this low one here at 3. Now the lower the score, the better. Certainly under 5 is better, and the lower you go, the better it is. Now this is Harry the Champ, who's our selection. You can already see that it actually didn't win the race, so as a lay at 4.1 it lost the race, which is what we want to see. Now what we're going to do is actually, the idea behind this method, or the way I tend to teach it, is that we do the stake as liabilities. So what we're really looking for is we take the price at the time we place the bet. Now we generally place it before the off, so it might be higher and it might be lower than that. Unlikely it's exactly the same, but somewhere around it. And we divide our stake by that price. And then, so let's just say that we come to a race and all we're prepared to do is lose £10 on a race. So what we do is we take 1 off the current price, so 4.1, bring it down to 3.1, and then divide that by the stake. And that means whatever happens, if we lose a race, the maximum we're going to lose is £10. And although we won't win anywhere near £10 because we've done this, over 3 or 4, 5, 6 races, we'll make back that £10. And the idea is that £10 is your 1 point a day, or your target a day, and we're going to try and make that £10 over, like I said, 4 or 5 races. So if you take this one here, if we were to put £10 on it and divide it by 3.1, that means we'd be putting £3.22 on this race. So we'd have won £3 on that first race. Now, first of all, we'll just go through the criteria. So the next thing we're looking for is to sort by chance of winning. And Harry the Champ is still in the top 3, and that's what we're really looking for, is that our runner is still in the top 3, and it's better if it's in the top 2 or top 1. So if it was lowest cow as well, that would be a selection. And you can do it by rating as well, and you can see that it's lowest rating as well. So this is a good selection, and it shows because it actually lost the race and we'd have made that money, so that's cool. Okay, so we go to the next race, and again we've got a 7. It's a high race. Oh, there was one other thing that we need to look at on there as well, and I forgot it, which sorry, if we go to, is to make sure this A7 is the same class. We don't want to run a certainly dropping in class, so going from A6 to A7, but really we don't want to change. We want our statistics to stack up for this race, okay? And basically all these statistics here are kind of based on this class, this course and this distance. So that's the overall wins and everything from the runner, but this is basically all this side of it is based on race class and distance and course here. So that's what we're interested in, and its last time out was A7, so that's what we'd have done. So let's go to the next card, and again we go to lowest score. So we've got Lisa Lou here, again at 4.03, so another chance to win another £3. Score of 2, A6, still A6. So let's do a cow sort, and we get second, so that's fine. And let's do a rating sort, and we actually get, well, it's a joint on the rating, but still first or second. So again, a good selection, and we could put that down for another £3. So from 2 £10 stakes, that obviously we've not lost those 2 10s. We've gained £6 already. So let's go to the next one. And again, there's a 7 in it, so we're going to go score. The lowest score is Croy Lad. So let's go to cow. Sorry, my email account is open and it keeps on downloading emails. Sorry about that. Croy Lad is second, so that's fine. And if we go to rating, Croy Lad is actually at the bottom again. So again, another selection. Now this one was at 9.8. So if we divided, well, it's 8.8. So if we took £10 and divided by 8.8, we'd have won £1.13. And if we times that by 5% to get rid of the commission, and minus, oh, I made that wrong. Bear with me a second. 8.8, 10 divided by 8.8 equals £1.13 times by 5% minus equals £1.07. So if we'd have taken it, it's not as much, but we could. I tend to say we'll stick to under 10s, but you know it might have been over 10 before the race, so I'm not sure. But we put it down as £1 anyway. So we're at 7 now, roughly. So no 7s in this race. We won't take this race. There's a 7 in this one. So let's go to score. So Kalara Enable, I think that's how I pronounced it. So yeah, so it's the lowest score. That's fine. It's the lowest cow, and if we go to rating, it's the lowest rating. And again, now this one we may not have taken because it's S2, and we're looking for the class of A5. So we're going to miss that one, but you can see that it's still lost. The general information stacks up. So let's go to the next race. Okay, so we go to lowest score again, and that's 2, and that's Roadhound Hunter. We go to cow. Now it's in the top 4. I don't think we're going to go for that one. You can see it's still it was in the top 4 there. If we go to rating, it's back down 0. So argumental, but we won't go for that one. It would have been another £1, which would have taken us up to 8, but let's leave that one out. So we've got 2 here. Let's go to score. So we've got these names are getting hard for me to pronounce. Sorry, Samarabaries or something like that. So score of 2. It's in the top 3, so that's fine. Don't mind it in the top three. Don't really like outside. And if we go to rating, well, it's joint first. So again, and that's 7.23. So if we do that, 6.23 after we take the one off. So we go £10 divide by 6.23 equals £1.60, and then times that by 5% to take the commission off, and we get £1.52. So we are now at 3, 6, 7, 8, £8.50. So we're almost at our 10. Let's see if we can get the next one. Oh, did we check? Yeah, we did. D3, so D3. That's fine. So there's 7 in here. We go to score. We got 2 scores of 4. So let's have a look at the cow chance of, that's chance of winning, by the way. So Calvert Bailey is really our lowest one. The price is 11.93. We're not going to go for that. Now we could switch to Sam Star as well, because again it's exactly the same. 4-4, 2-2. It's in that top 3. So if we go for Sam Star, it's 5.9. So if we do £10 divide by 4.9, because we take that one off, times by 5% a minus, and that gives us £1.93. So I think we're pretty much 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 and just over £10. So that's basically how you do it. And it's a simple way of using the cards. What we're really looking at is we're saying our runner is the lowest, and the only actually we're going to go one more, because the only thing that was wrong with that was the if we look, Sam Star didn't have a last class. It's its first run, and we don't really want to take those on because we don't know what they're going to do. So I'm going to miss that one, and let's go to the next race. You can see that I'm doing this kind of randomly, and a lot of people don't like it when there's non-runners in the race, but we'll do it anyway. Let's just check. So we go score 2. That one didn't run. So Horse Leap Sally is our selection at 2. Okay. If we go to cow, it's still our selection. If we go to rating, it's our selection, and really that was a good runner, because 3.03. If you take £10 divide by 2.03, you get £4.92 times by 5% minus £4.67. So taking us way over our £10, and that's basically how we can use the cards to find lays. Now obviously on the flip side of that, maybe the other way around, using 7s or above to find winners is another way of doing it. But in this video I just wanted to show you how we find our lays and how we can get to our 1% of our bank or whatever by using liability stakes. Of course you can do other things like only selecting low price runs. Okay, so I am going to try a few of these selections and show you how we can make a profit. So basically I've set the bot up to use £3 stake liability, and so as you can see, liability £3. Go back to betting. Now if we go by score, we have top silver and Ballymount Valley. Now I know that Tip Top Silver is actually changing in class, so we won't be using that one. So it's Ballymount Valley. Okay, so 2. If we go to cow, it's in that top 5, so it is a little bit of a risk taking it, I think, but we're going to go for it because in the ratings, we go to lowest ratings, it's there as well, so I think it's a good selection. So we're going to go for this one. So what we do is wait until we hit a bit low and see what the price ends up going to. We kind of want to get close to BSP, I suppose, but to be honest with you, sometimes you're under it, sometimes you're over it. It's kind of a bit of up and down, and because we're doing it to liability, the odds don't actually matter that much, but we would like less odds, so we're kind of waiting around as it is favourite to see if it just goes down a little bit more. And of course, the more stronger favourite it becomes, the more risk we take on. But 4 is not a bad price. Let's just wait a few more seconds. I'm not actually watching the race. Often I'll watch the race as well on Betfair or something, just so I can see how close they are to going off, because that's quite handy. But in this case I'm just going to go for it. So we'll start it there, because these greyhound races can go off quite easily. So if this one wins, if we win on this runner, we win 88p, pence. If we lose £3. Well, we went 88 minus commission, so 0.88 times by 5%. I actually only paid 2% commission, but yeah, 0.88, sorry, times by 5% minus, so 84 pence. But as I said, I actually only paid 2% commission. But so this race has gone off on time, so we just have to wait for that to be settled. In the meantime, we go to the next race. Now, this is the slight issue when you're doing one race after the other, and in fact, we don't have to worry because this race hasn't got any sevens in. So this would be our next race, which is 6 minutes away. So if we go to score, so we've got pennies sticks at a score of 3. So cow, lowest cow, it comes in the top 3, so that's fine. This price looks quite a way out though. And in rating, we have it top rated, so we just have to wait. The other thing we'll check, if we go 1109, I think it's this one, and it's an A7 and it's an A7. We know it's statistically high and all the rest of it, so everything else stacks up. We just have to see just see if the price comes down. I mean, that's a little bit high at the moment. We've got 5 minutes, so we won on that race. That's our first part. Well, 88 pence of £3, so we won on that race. So we will pause the video and we'll come back and see where we are in about. Okay, so we're just coming up to the off. This price has actually dropped to 6.88 at the moment, which is, you know, well within what we want. I normally say under 10 to make it worthwhile, but you know, you can go at higher prices if you want. You just chip away at the winnings. I mean, the lower the better, but obviously the lower it becomes, the more you're taking on favourites. So you've got to be a little bit careful with that. But generally, you know, you can lose at any price theoretically. So, you know, but we're going to go for this one now at 6.8. And that will give us 52 pence. One thing to remember is Betfair are a bit funny about lays, and generally you can get away with 50 or 40 pence on a lay, depending on the price. But once you start going under that, sometimes they won't match the bets. So if you're using like a liability stake of just £1 or £2 or something like that, and the price is up at 10 or 11, you might not get matched. And if nothing shows here, then you're not getting matched. And so, you know, you need to be a little bit careful with that if nothing's happening when you click the buttons. But apart from that, you know, anything else is fine. Okay, so we got that race to go off. That race is all sixes, so we won't go on that one. That's all sixes. That's all sixes. That is as well. That's strange. Here's one. So the next one could be this one, which well, there's a few scores here. So if we took the lowest one, which was probably Miloa, if we go by cow, Miloa, so it's 2. We've also got Give the Love Torso. Sorry about the dog. Sometimes when there's a few, I often don't go for them because I'm thinking, you know, you're just trying to figure out, but we can do it. So we know all 3 of these are selections. Okay, so we got Miller, Lola, Gil Love Torres, or Bullseye Flow, right? So this one is the lowest rating, and this one is the lowest cow. So yeah, I mean, if we have a look at the actual card, what race is this? Sorry, it's the 11:39. So if we go to 11:39 and go by score, so they're all 3A39. So yeah, this becomes a little bit difficult. I mean, you have to decide which one, you know, if you want to decide which one you go on, you could either take the lowest cow, which will be Milola, or take the lowest score, which will be this one here, which has got the lowest price, which in 20 minutes could be totally different. So we'll come back later and have a look at that Yeah, because I really don't. I might not do it, but I suppose what we could do is just do one and see what happens. I wonder. Oh, that's showing slight. Sorry about that. Showing slightly more PL because that race is um, from the 1 point bot, and that's showing that that's on its way to winning as well. So ignore that one, but 88 and 52. So we're up to what 80, 90, 130 or whatever. Oh, okay. So we've got about a minute. Sorry. Okay. So we've got about a minute 30 whatever to the race. So we have to make a decision on one of these two. It's really quite difficult. Now you could lay both of them, of course, and just have a bit of fun. I would normally probably just leave the race, and I would suggest you do too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the favourite, which is this one here. Now, that is obviously a bit of a risk. Favourites are always a bit of a risk. They do win 36% of the time or something, so you can't, you have to accept that that is a risk. Now, we could argue we go on Miller Lola, who's the second favourite at the moment, but just because of the rating being 0, and all three of these are a 2. The only thing I would argue about this race as well, I sometimes like that there is a 20% cow in a race, but we're going to just go on this one and see what happens. So we've got 30 seconds before the race, so we go for it, and we get £1.13. So basically, if we win on this runner, I think that gets us to pretty much to our £3. What have we got? We've got to ignore one of it, so we've got a 52 and an 88. We're close anyway, so not quite there. Probably need one more. You can sometimes do this between generally 4 and 6 races, depending on the prices you get. Sometimes it can be, all the prices are high, then it's going to take longer, obviously. But if you generally get a mix of prices, so we'll see. Oh, by the way, that wasn't. I said that was from the 1 point back, but actually that's from another lay system that I've got going at the moment that somebody else gave me, and and the bot's picking up at the moment, or this software's picking up from the bot at the moment, and because they're on the same API and they're linked together. So okay, that race has gone off, so we just have to wait for the result. So let's go to the next race. Now this has got a score of 6. I'm not going to go on a race with a score of 6. I generally look for a score of 5 or under. So we're not going on that one. So now this has only got 5 runners in it. So we leave that one alone as well. So this is our next one. So let's go to score. So we've got 2 here of a score of 2, 2 of a score of 2. Let's have a look at, so Hapalong, Alini or something, and New Win Jackie. I think it's going to be New Win Jackie because of the cow. Yeah, Hapalong Eddie is actually back up there. Again, this is a low chance of winning race. But our selection would probably be New Win Jackie if that price comes down. So we'll come back to that one in 10 minutes. And I'll just update you if we get a result on that race in the next couple of minutes. Okay, so we were lucky, and we did win that race. Okay, so we're about 1 minute 40 from this race, and we're going to go on this New Win Jackie. It kind of stacks up. It's the lowest score. It's got a 0 rating. It's just about the lowest cow. As I said, I sometimes like races to be 20%, with 20% runners, but as you use the card, you'll make up your own ideas about what races you prefer. Now, I'm obviously trying to shoot a video and trying to get through quite quickly, but if you if speed is not the biggest thing for you, then you can choose your races probably a little bit more wisely than I am, especially when there's like there was in that other race where there were three scores of 2. Probably wouldn't have gone on that, but may as well just for this demonstration. So we need about 60 pence. So I'm just waiting to see what this price does. Hopefully it won't go out too much. I was hoping it's going to come in a little bit more, but So I'm going to hang on, but if you see it going out, you want to get on it before it's starting to go out again now. So, but then it's going down again. You just don't know. So let's just wait a little bit more. See if it goes down anymore. If not, I'm going to get on it. And I'm going to leave it at whatever. If this wins, I'm going to leave it at that profit, whatever it is. So I'm going to go on that now. So 50 pence. We're going to be, about 7 pence short of the £3, but just for the video's sake, I'm not going to worry about that. We could certainly go on the next race. Have a look at that one. So we got a 3 there with Moaning Jet. So if we look at Moaning Jet and then do the cow, and the rating, I mean, we could wait and also go on this one. So maybe we'll do that. Let's see what the result is on New in Jackie, and then we maybe go on the next one as well. If the results come in on time, I don't want to go and place a bet on this one when we haven't got the result on that one. I'd rather wait or not do anything at all. So I suspect that we're not going to get on this race before that result comes in, but let's just hang on. So I'm just going to pause the video while we hang on. Okay, so we won that race. If you were paying 2% commission, then you would have made your £3 today, but we're paying 5. I'm doing it like we're paying 5%. Let's have a look at this race here. I don't want to go on too long today because I'm running out of time. And so there's a score there of 4s. So 2 4s, always on your mind, always on my mind, and talk to the boss. So let's go cow. So talk to my boss would probably it if we go on rating and talk to my boss. Did I get that right? So cow, lowest cow. Oh, I done that the wrong way around. So lowest cow is always on my mind. And if we go to rating, lowest rating as well, they're both the same. So our selection would be always on their mind. So let's see what the price is and decide whether to take that or not. I'd rather stop with the races we've got, but I'll just hang on for this last one. Okay, so we're 1 minute 32. So we decided we're going to go for always on your mind. We're not going to make a lot, but we'll certainly make enough to make our £3 profit if this one comes in. And it's going down a little bit again, so maybe we might get a little bit better price, but we'll see. In the last minute, prices can do anything. They can be really strange with greyhound racing. As you can see, this is now going out, and I often wonder when I'm watching the prices, especially earlier on when I see them go low, whether I should just take that price then. But I always tend to wait until nearly off before I put the price on, and sometimes I lose out. And sometimes I don't, sometimes they go down, sometimes they go up. So, you can never tell. But I think I'm going to put this on in a second because this is kind of trundling around this 8.8 and 9. See what it goes next. Yeah, so I'm going to put that on. Oh, no. See what I mean? It can suddenly shoot right out. And so I'm going to just see if that settles down again. Something made that go out. I don't really like betting at that price, but it's coming down. Maybe it gets to 10. Gonna have to do it any second now. We're not going to make much on this race, but I'm going to do it. See what happens. So we got 32. That'll take us over that £3 mark, whatever. So I'll come back when we get the results in just to finish off the video. Okay, so there's the result. We got the last 32 pence of that £3, so we're pretty much well over that. £3 now. You may be asking the question, why don't we just do this all day? And there is an argument if you've got the time to do it, but you're going to get a loser sooner or later. Now, generally it works really well, this method, and as I've said before, it's been put together by lots of different users. We've all come up with these ideas, and over the last few months we've kind of come into this kind of idea of having a 7 in the race, or over 20% cow, going for the lower scores, going for the lower rating, and going for the lower cow, as you're seeing here, and even trap wins. And so it works, but there will be losers. And so if you get a loser, you're going to have to go on. Now you could say like only go for low price selection. So you could use stakes instead of liability. The liability allows you to go for bigger odds. But if you only go for selections, say under 4 or 5, you might have less selections during the day. But you know, that might work whereby if you get a loser, you're not losing quite so much and you can carry on and try and get that back. But generally, I think this is a good idea, and it's shown today how it works. Okay, thanks for watching. And as I said before, if this is on YouTube, then please give me a thumbs up or subscribe. Subscribing means I can get to make more videos like this for people, and the software, you know, every little helps, as they say. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll go over and have a look at the Greyhound Racecard software and look at it to see if it suits what you'd like to do. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.